Hi everyone, my name is Joe Naftal, and I am the creator of In Pointe, one of Jackrabbit's integration partners. We are so excited to partner with Jackrabbit to make recitals even easier for studio owners. We know that recital time is busy, and the last thing you want to do is sit at a computer and set up a new piece of software, or spend hours entering in data that you've already entered into your studio management software. That is why the integration partnerships that Jackrabbit offers are so important. They save you hours of time by allowing different platforms to talk to each other. And at the end of the day, that is what we want, for everything just to talk to each other with the push of a button. This session is Simplify Your Recital Sign-In Process. And of course, it's a topic that I love talking about as a studio owner myself. While we will use the term recital throughout the session, it can also apply to any performance event. We have many users that use In Pointe to manage their rehearsals, community shows, parades, or any other event that requires you to sign in or out your performers. Before we begin, I just wanted to give you a little background on me. I'm a second-generation dance studio owner. This is me and my mom, Miss Mary. As you can see, I've been involved in the family dance studio my entire life. In fact, I was born just 2 weeks before the studio's 5th dance recital. So I like to say that I was literally born into the chaos of recital season. Because of this, I've spent a lot of time looking at various pain points for dance studios and figuring out new ways that we could solve them through technology. One of these areas was the recital check-in line. When observing recital check-in happening, I noticed a few things. We only had 20 to 30 minutes to get everyone signed in backstage, and as the studio grew, we had more and more students to check in, but still had the same amount of time. We certainly didn't want to ask dancers to come any earlier, and we couldn't start the show any later, which meant the check-in had to go faster. So, I created In Pointe to solve for this problem. With the stress of recital every year, this is one thing that we could simplify. This here is a photo of the first prototype that I built, and I never thought that other studios would use it. I built it just for our studio to solve this one problem. After a while, other studios found out about it and wanted to get their hands on a copy. And now, In Pointe has grown into a product that's used by hundreds of studios across North America, Europe, and Australia. To start off, In Pointe tracks which dancers have been checked in backstage and timestamps when they've been checked in and checked out, as well as who checked them in and who checked them out. It tracks medical information and important alerts. It manages waivers. It allows you to assign dressing rooms. It allows you to message parents and lets you know what percentage of dancers have been checked in. Check-in becomes one less thing to stress about during our busy recital day. But over the years, In Pointe has grown to be about more than just sign-in. It has become your backstage information hub. In Pointe is a cloud-based app, meaning that all of your data is stored in the cloud and accessible from as many devices as you need. The information is always in sync, no matter who's accessing it. You can get to the dashboard from a web browser on a desktop or laptop computer, and we also have mobile apps for iOS and Android phones and tablets. While it's a cloud-based platform, there are no apps for your dancers or parents to install or download. The first step of setting up In Pointe is importing all of your dancers. And like I said earlier, we know that you don't want to spend valuable hours during recital season retyping in your dancers' information. This is why we have easy importing options. You can import an Excel sheet from your studio management software, or even easier, is our integration with Jackrabbit, where you can download all of the information you need to import to In Pointe in one sheet. Importing from Jackrabbit will not only import all of your dancers, it will also import in your groups or songs, your shows, and it will assign your dancers to the right groups and shows, and it will assign your groups to the right shows in show order. Most importantly, you are not alone during the import process. Our support team is here to help you every step of the way through setting up your shows and importing your dancers. We are just an email or support ticket away anytime you need us. For each dancer, In Pointe can track their first name, last name, nickname, email address, 3 phone numbers, photo, medical information, notes, and alerts. In Pointe doesn't just track your dancers, but can track your volunteers or backstage staff too. You can assign them to specific shows and even specific areas for each show, such as to the stage crew, to be an usher, or to help in the dressing rooms. It can also track which groups or songs each dancer is assigned to. Groups can be added to the shows in the correct show order. For each group, you can also add a group photo, such as the costume photo, and you can upload group documents. For example, I like to upload the class's costume instructions as a document, so any staff member or volunteer backstage can quickly pull it up and see, does this bow go on this side or that side? The group can also track the class's rehearsal and photo times, and any production notes, such as lighting, sound, set and prop, video, and costume notes. In addition to groups, you can also assign dancers to dressing rooms and have them alerted which dressing room to go to when they check in. You can have as many shows as you like each year, whether you have multiple performances with different show orders, or a recital where you practice out of order. That's all no problem. You can assign dancers, dressing rooms, and groups to all of your shows as you need. For each show, you can also edit the individual show settings, such as whether to require a password to undo, sign in, or sign out, to allow multiple sign-ins. For example, can a dancer get checked in and out at intermission and checked back in before the finale, and whether to prompt for the name of the caregiver that dropped off or picked up a dancer for that show. This brings us to the check-in screen, where the magic really happens. On this screen, there's a list of dancers assigned to the current show. We can filter this list down by group name or by dressing room. We can also search for a dancer's name or nickname. Each dancer is highlighted as they are signed in or out, and each sign in or out activity is timestamped. When we click sign in next to a dancer's name, it will pop up any alerts that we have set for that dancer, such as dressing room assignments or medical alerts. It could also be an alert such as, we need to have an emergency respacing, send Susie backstage right away. Everything that we used to scream across to each other in the cafeteria or leave on post-it notes everywhere can now be tracked all within Check-in Point and delivered to the right volunteer or staff member when they need the information. Next, it will prompt us to enter who dropped off the dancer, if that feature is enabled for the show. Some studios collect a caregiver's name, and others have them give a password that's verified at pickup. Once the dancer is checked in, the parent receives a text message letting them know that they've been signed in backstage. Parents love getting these texts. It shows that your backstage area is organized and that they have nothing to worry about during the show. Next to each dancer's name is a purple button that says Dancer Info. When clicked, it will pop up a box that will show you their information, their entire sign-in or out history, what groups they have at this show in show order with a photo of the costume. So when you have that dancer that runs off stage and doesn't know which dance they have next, it's easy to type in their name and look up their individual show schedule and say, okay, go get your blue costume on. You can see which dressing rooms they are assigned to. You can see what shows they are assigned to, so you can answer that dancer's question who's wondering if they're in the next show or if they come back tomorrow. And you can message individual parents right from the check-in screen. So if Sally isn't feeling well or Timmy forgot his gloves, you can send a text message to the parent within seconds. One of my favorite features of the check-in screen are the progress bars. You can easily see how many dancers have been checked in backstage. If we're only at 11%, okay, now we're not nearly ready to start the show. But as we go on, once we get up to 97, 98%, we can click the red View Missing Dancers button to see who are missing and track them down. We also won't worry in the middle of the show that we're missing a dancer, only to find out that they never arrived in the first place. In addition to the check-in screen, there are also contactless options to print, email, or text a barcode or QR code to parents so that they can scan in and out of backstage. With our contactless options, you still have the progress bar and alerts. You can also have parents sign any liability waivers you need right on the device. For example, we use this as a jewelry waiver if any dancer arrives with earrings and won't take them out, but you could customize the waiver as needed. In addition to messaging individual parents, you can also send a message to everyone in a group, dressing room, or show. For example, you could message a dressing room that someone left their costume behind. In addition to your main studio account, you can also assign other users with specific permission sets so you can control what information they have access to, such as parent volunteers. You can also track your to-do list for things you need to do before the show, or even a checklist of things to do on show day. Over the years, Check-in Point has grown from managing the check-in and out process to being a fully featured performance management solution with our new Encore set of features. Encore is a premium add-on for each show that unlocks specialty views like Stage Manager, Wardrobe Supervisor, and show status display. Stage Manager is a digital prompt book for your stage manager to call the show from, including dancers' names and production notes, such as lighting, sound, set and prop notes, video notes, costume notes, and more. Wardrobe Supervisor View is for your dressing room manager and provides a list of every dancer's costume changes, what dance they are coming from and going to, and the number of dances they have to make that costume change. And Show Status Display shows whichever dance the stage vendor has marked as on stage, so everyone can know which dance is currently on, as well as what dances are coming up. Backstage volunteers can access this view from their phones, or you could even show it on a backstage monitor. Our new premium add-ons, Costumer and Prop Closet, give you the tools to organize your costume inventory and manage checking in and out costume rentals, and the easy ability to catalog all of the scenery, props, and equipment, with a gallery for teachers to browse when planning their dances. If you'd like a free demo account of any of the Check-In Pointe features, just visit www.checkinpointe.com/jackrabbit. You can always email us at hello@checkinpointe.com with any questions. We're always here to help. At the end of the day, Check-In Pointe is there to make your performances as easy as they can be, so you can focus on having a great show. Through a partnership with Jackrabbit, we're able to make that even easier.